Hi, welcome to the week one lecture. This week I want to talk about consulting and personal development. And when I reflect on my consulting career, development has been an integral part of the experience every step of the way, and it continues to be even today. And it seems that consulting is a career path where a person they just never stop learning and developing, and the complexity of consulting is demanding. So there's never going to be an end to it. Uh, the conscious competence ladder has these four levels, and I think they apply very well. For example, when I first became an internal consultant many years ago, I was at this first level, I was unconsciously unskilled. In other words, I did not know what I did not know. And I quickly found myself in situations requiring skills that I didn't have. And as a matter of fact, that's what motivated me to return to school and eventually end up with a PhD. And I say, like many of you, I realized completing a degree would make a difference in my work, and so just I got carried away with it. One degree led to another. Um, so my next experience was consciously unskilled. I started and had awareness of what I needed, and I think when I reflect over my career, I think the highest valued skill in my toolkit is conflict resolution. And just to give you an example, I've approached conflict resolution in multiple ways. And for example, I was trained as a mediator in the state of Michigan and became a community mediator doing volunteer mediation, which provided a really valuable experience. Um, Also, content. There's the people skills in conflict resolution are very relevant. So um, I was also trained in personality theory, for example, the Myers-Briggs type indicator, and how it might be used to enhance conflict resolution. The Thomas Kilmann conflict modes instrument, which I still like the conflict modes today. Um, Later, I went through NLP training and emotional intelligence, which really gave me some good people skills to add to that. So all of this just I continued to add it all in. For example, eventually you reach an area where going back and looking at the model where you become consciously skilled. In other words, you have a skill, you know you have a skill. And so in my experience, oftentimes clients call when they're experiencing conflict that's at a level that's difficult for them to deal with. And that's one of the things they want is to end the conflict. And then after a while, if you look back at the model, then after a while, you begin to integrate this into your behavior, and it you become unconsciously skilled. In other words, you're doing something and you're not even aware how much of it has been integrated into your skill set. So you've kind of cycled through the whole model. And just to give you another example, a few years ago, well, actually going back quite a few years, um, I was introduced to transcendental meditation, and my interest at that point in time was just simply um, a stress management technique, and that would have been in the early '90s. And so I did go through a training in transcendental meditation, and I really appreciated it, and I became what you would call at first a crisis meditator. That rather than meditate every single day as a habit, I had a tendency to meditate when experiencing a crisis. And then my attention shifted to mindfulness meditation, and I went to a class with Ron Alexander, who is a clinical psychologist and a Buddhist monk, and he authored the book Wise Mind, Open Mind. And this was just an outstanding class. He's one of the few people that can explain everything he does, both through Eastern and Western concepts. And so the type of understanding I took away from that was terrific. And so that really opened my eyes in terms of how I might begin to use mindfulness. And then from there, I was introduced to Deepak Chopra's 21-day meditation challenge, and he used a primordial sound meditation. And so I liked that well enough that I took a class in it with one of Chopra's trainers, and liked it very much. And one of the things that Chopra does, he modifies meditation to fit our Western culture, and the emphasis is on comfort while meditating. And then from there, I progressed into more coursework. I did a mindfulness course with Robert Wright at Princeton, and took a class at University of Virginia with contemplative practices, and I mentioned the primordial sound meditation. Then I took a class with David G., who was training director for Deepak Chopra's center, well, for 10 years or so, and he's now on his own. I also took a mindful-based stress reduction class, and after having taken all these classes, my mind now was full of applications with how mindfulness might be applied to work to enhance work itself. In other words, besides meditation, how could this be applied in the work environment to enhance work? And so I developed a model for doing that and started working with that, especially with team leaders. And so one of the things that I think is that consultants tend to follow their passion to learn and their passion to help others. And that seems to be part of the development process. And you never know what direction it's going to take. Like say, for example, when I started looking at mindfulness, I had no idea it was going to end up with some really practical applications in the organization. But it's like we become immersed into topics, and then having done this, it stimulates our thinking and our creativity. So it's a journey that leads to application as well as integration, and it follows that conscious competence ladder. And so when you choose to become a consultant, you're going to find that you're driven by your passion to learn and to help others, and that development is a fundamental part of that. So I just wanted to emphasize the importance of development as we discuss it this week. Thank you.